Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Analytical English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
I'm Wesley.
Yay!
Our monthly review. We reached the end of October 2018. We have 15 choice sentences here for you, a blank in each one, and 4 choices, only one of which is the best. Let's get started.
If it's not the best, you don't want it.
我们要选最好的答案。
Number 1. By constantly listening to Japanese songs and watching TV shows, I've blank a lot of Japanese. I'm constantly listening to these songs and shows. I've put a lot of time into doing this. So what has that done for my ability to speak Japanese? I've dealt with a lot of Japanese. If you deal with something, it's a problem. I've taken over a lot of Japanese. No, that's weird. I've picked up a lot of Japanese. It means I've learned it. I bet that's our answer. I've called on a lot of Japanese. Japanese, come to me. Nah.
Or you go to them. You call on them.
Oh, right. If you call on somebody, it could mean that you ask them for help, or it could mean that you go to visit them, depending on context. But neither of those cases are what we want here. We want C, picked up. By constantly listening to Japanese songs and watching TV shows, I've picked up a lot of Japanese.
好，那这个题目说呢 by 透过 constantly 就是持续的不断的 listening to Japanese songs 持续不断的听日文歌，然后呢 watching TV shows 看这个电视节目，日本的电视节目，透过这些呢 I have 答案是 picked up 就是学会I have learned or I have acquired 这个a lot of Japanese 我学会很多日文，所以正确答案是 picked up。 那 A dealt with 是处理我处理了很多日文，这不知道什么意思。好，那 taken over 是接管，我接管了很多日本人或日文的都很怪那第4个选项呢，这个 called on 那它其实有2个意思，一个就是类似像呼吁一样呼吁大家来帮我，或者求大家来帮我或者是它可以表示 pay a visit to 不管哪一个意思放在这个句子都讲不通，所以这个答案也不对。那我们选正确答案是 picked up 学会了很多日文。
Number 2. Ray can't stand it when his brother blank does the opposite of what he asks him to do. Our choices: A, organically, B, intentionally, C, structurally, and D, genetically. He can't stand it. He really dislikes it. It means a situation, which is when his brother blank does the opposite of what he asks him to do. Now, here we need an adverb, and all 4, A, B, C, D, are adverbs, to describe doing. When his brother organically does something, what's that? When his brother intentionally does something, and that means he means to do something, that could be. Structurally does the opposite? I don't know what that means either. D, genetically does... No, that's not possible. So let's choose B. It makes sense. And if we think about the whole sentence, if you tell a younger brother or sister, for example, to do something and they do just the opposite in order to make you angry, they intentionally make you angry. So it works in terms of meaning as well. Definitely choose B. Ray can't stand it when his brother intentionally does the opposite of what he asks him to do.
好，所以 Ray can't stand it 人他受不了人无法忍受 when 当这件事情发生了他无法忍受。什么事情发生呢？当他的 brother 这个 intentionally 这是我们的正确答案，他故意的 does the opposite of what he asks him to do 他要他做什么，他的 brother 故意的做相反的事情，所以他受不了，所以正确答案是 intentionally。 那 A organically 是有机的有机农业，那个有机放在这句子根本讲不通。好 structurally 是结构上面，他结构上做这个事情，这个英文也讲不通，中文也讲不通genetically 是基因上面的做，那也是一样，中文英文都讲不通，所以都不对，我们选 intentionally。
Number 3. The world must tighten its defenses against diseases because there may be more deadly blanks in the future. So our first choice is diversions. A diversion is something that gets you off track from your original purpose or lose your original purpose. So we don't want deadly diversions. Actually sounds like a good name for a novel, but I don't think it's appropriate for our sentence. Deadly diversions. Disciplines are fields of work which require a lot of sort of focus, and so again, deadly disciplines would be the second in the series of this novel, but not our answer. Outskirts are the part of the city which are like more outside and are generally like where factories or fewer people live in, and deadly outskirts is the third in our series. And then finally, outbreaks. An outbreak is when diseases happen. And since we're talking about diseases, this is most likely our word. But also, deadly outbreaks is the fourth in our series of novels. Choose D. The world must tighten its defenses against diseases because there may be more deadly outbreaks in the future.
好，所以这个 the world 世界上这全世界应该要 tighten 在这里就是这个加紧或者加强啊 its defenses 它的防御防卫 against 要防卫什么呢？防御这个 diseases 啊这个疾病，因为呢有可能会有更多的 deadly outbreaks， 这是我们正确答案 outbreaks 有更多的这个疫情的爆发 in the future， 所以我们要加紧防备。好，那其他选项我们看到 diversions 是转向或者转移啊 B disciplines 是纪律或者管教，那 C outskirts 啊这个字通常都是复数型，它的意思是郊区或者是外围，那这三个字放在这个句子里面都跟疾病无关啊，所以这个答案都不对，我们要选的是 outbreaks 是疫情的爆发。
Number 4. The excessive rains over the past week have caused blank flooding in the valley. Our choices are A. Skeptical, B. Verbal, C. Defensive, or D. Massive. Excessive means too much of something. Excessive rains suggests flooding. Over the past week have caused, there we are, what kind of flooding in the valley? Well, something excessive is too much, but there's no such thing as skeptical flooding, verbal flooding. Defensive flooding, weird. But massive flooding, massive means a great deal or a huge amount or of great size. That fits the excessive rains. Choose D. The excessive rains over the past week have caused massive flooding in the valley.
好 excessive 是过多的啊，过多的降雨 rains 啊，雨 over the past week 这个过去这个礼拜太多的降雨 have caused 已经造成了 massive 大规模的，这是我们正确答案 massive flooding in the valley 啊，在这个山谷里面造成了大规模的这个洪水泛滥。那其他选项我们看一下 A skeptical 是怀疑的啊 B verbal 是口头上的啊 C defensive 是防御性的，那这三个字都不会跟 flooding 一起用啊，所以都不对，我们要选 massive 大规模的 flooding。
Number 5. Jason was so blank by cooking that he dropped out of college to pursue his dream of becoming a professional chef. So something about cooking made him divert his entire life course. He stopped college and went off to pursue being a chef. What's the blank here? Was he A, fascinated by cooking? He was so interested in it? And this is quite possibly our answer. Was he humiliated by cooking? Was he made to feel bad by cooking? Well, then he wouldn't pursue it. Was he accompanied by cooking? Did cooking come along on a trip with him? That's weird. Was he exaggerated by cooking? Can cooking exaggerate anything? That doesn't even work. Choose A, fascinated. Jason was so fascinated by cooking that he dropped out of college to pursue his dream of becoming a professional chef.
好，我们看到这个地方说 Jason was so 怎么样 by cooking 啊，他对于 cooking 非常的如何呢？我们选到最好的答案是 fascinated 啊，他对于这个 cooking 非常的着迷啊，着迷到怎么样的程度呢？着迷到他会 dropped out of college， 他大学休学了啊，不念了，然后呢去追他的梦想，追寻他的梦想 to pursue his dream 啊，注意 dream 后面是 of 啊，不要写 to 啊 his dream of becoming 他的梦要成为一个 professional chef 一个专业的厨师啊，所以答案是 fascinated。那其他选项 B humiliated 是受到屈辱啊，所以 cooking 如果让他觉得很 humiliated 他不会去想要学的。 那 C accompanied 是陪伴啊 D exaggerated 是夸张啊，这个放在这个句子都很奇怪，所以都不是我们的答案。我们的答案是 was so fascinated by cooking that 如何如何。
Number 6. You can blank many things if you have a lot of money, but money won't make your life complete. Sorry about that, Wes.
Really?
But you can still try.
Okay. I'll keep making money.
And you can keep giving it to us.
Okay.
How cute. Look at this. A, B, C, D, A, T, T, A, S, S, A, P, P, A, C, C.
That's
Oh, I like
nice.
that. Well,
It's not in alphabetical order, though. It should be D, P, B, A.
All right. But it isn't. And we're not supposed to pay attention to that. We should consider the meaning. You can blank many things if you have a lot of money. You can attach many things to what? You can associate many things, again, to what or with what? You can applaud many things. If you have a lot of money, maybe people will applaud you. You can accomplish many things. Okay, so you can afford to do the things. You can afford to choose things that you need in order to reach your goal. So accomplish works here, but the other three don't. Choose D. You can accomplish many things if you have a lot of money, but money won't make your life complete.
好，你可以 accomplish 这是我们正确答案，你可以完成很多事情。如果你有钱的话，你钱很多的话，你可以完成很多事情。但是呢，钱没有办法让你的人生完满啊 ，complete 就是完整或者完满啊。那这个答案 accomplish。那其他选项我们看到 A attach 是附着啊，你可以附着很多东西，不知道在讲什么。Associate 是联想，你可以联想很多，你有钱的话可以联想很多东西，不对。Applaud 是鼓掌啊。而且通常不会 applaud things， 没有这种说法啊，而且意义也不对，所以都不对。我们要选的是 accomplish。
Number 7. The principal presented Johnny with an award in blank of his outstanding academic performance. So because he did so well in school, he got an award for it. The award was in something of his performance. So our choice A is result. In result of? You can't even do that grammar-wise. B, in praise of? Oh, this is probably our answer because it's talking about it's being in honor of his outstanding academic performance. Our choice C is in verge of. Well, you can be on the verge of, but I don't think you can be in verge of. On the verge of means you're almost going to. And D, notice of. Again, the grammar doesn't work. You can't be in notice of something. You can give somebody notice of something.
Or you can take notice of something.
Right. So choose B. The principal presented Johnny with an award in praise of his outstanding academic performance.
好，所以校长呢 presented Johnny 啊，他给 Johnny with 一个什么东西呢 award 一个奖啊，那目的是 in praise of 就是为了要赞扬他的 outstanding 他的杰出的 academic performance 学业表现。好，所以正确答案是 praise， 因为 in praise of 是一个片语，就赞扬的意思。那其他选项我们看到 A result 啊，这个结果，而且没有这种 in result of 没有这种说法，你可以说 as a result of 啊。那 C verge 是边缘啊，同样的英文会说 on the verge of 就是濒临于什么什么。好，但是前面不用 in， 所以这个答案意义用法都不对。Notice 也是一样，你会 take notice of something， 就是注意到，但是也不会前面加个 in 什么的，不对。好，所以用法意义上其他三个都不对，我们选 praise。
8. Many people climb to the top of the mountain to blank the breathtaking sunrise. So they wanted to see the sunrise. That's why they climbed to the top of the mountain. A breathtaking sunrise is something spectacular. Now let's see which verb fits best here. To blank the sunrise, to take in, to rely on, to give out, or to light up. I'm thinking, how could you light up a cigarette after climbing a mountain? That doesn't work. You can't give out a sunrise. You cannot rely on one either. But if you take it in, that means to do something for enjoyment. Many people climb to the top of the mountain to take in the breathtaking sunrise.
很多人爬到这个山顶，目的是要 take in 去欣赏啊，这个 breathtaking 令人叹为观止的这个或者令人赞叹的这个日出。那其他选项我们看到 rely on 是 依赖啊，然后 C give out 是给啊，那你没有办法依赖这个 sunrise， 也没办法你也没办法给人家 sunrise， 都不对。那 light up 可以是照亮的意思，那用来的也不对，意思都不对，所以我们选 take in。
Number 9. This computer comes with a very thorough manual. In addition, we offer a 24-hour blank assistance hotline. Wow, we don't even need this blank. It could just be a 24-hour assistance hotline. So what kind of an assistance hotline is this one? Hopefully a good one. Is it A, sensitive? They are so careful of your needs. Is it B, technical? We provide technical support. I bet this is the answer because technical and computer. C, frequent. It can't be a frequent hotline if it's already 24 hours. You can't get more frequent than that. This is not the answer. And D, obvious. We only give you the obvious assistance. Have you tried turning your computer off and turning it on again? No. Hopefully it's a technical assistance hotline where they give you detailed answers to your questions. Choose B. This computer comes with a very thorough manual. In addition, we offer a 24-hour technical assistance hotline.
好，这个电脑呢 comes with 它有什么东西呢？有 a very thorough 一个很完整的 manual 手册此外呢，我们也提供24小时的 technical assistance 技术支援的 hotline 一个热线，所以正确答案是 technical。那 A sensitive 是敏感的 ，C frequent 是这个频率很高的、经常的 ，D obvious 是很明显的，那放在这里都不对，好，我们都讲不通，所以选 technical。
Number 10. Jackie was fined $2,000 NT last week for blank parking his scooter on the sidewalk. Our choices are A, annually, B, exceptionally, C, illegally, or D, occasionally. Well, once we see the word fined for parking, C looks good already, because if you do something illegal, you probably will have to pay a fine or even go to jail. Annually parking his scooter means once a year. Exceptionally parking, he parked it upside down. What does that mean? For occasionally again, like annually, the policeman sees it once and will write the ticket at that time. It's not an annual or an occasional event. So we're back to illegally, which works all the time. Choose C. Jackie was fined $2,000 NT last week for illegally parking his scooter on the sidewalk.
所以 Jackie 上个礼拜被罚了2000元为什么呢？因为他 illegally 非法的 parking his scooter 把他的摩托车非法的停放在on the sidewalk 在这个人行道上，所以答案是 illegally。那 A annually 一年一度的，他一年一度停一次他的摩托车，结果就被罚钱了，这很奇怪Exceptionally 不知道 how do you park exceptionally 不知道什么意思这很额外的、很特别的，这很奇怪。Occasionally 是偶尔所以偶尔停车就被罚了，这也很怪，没有这种这个事情，所以我们要选的是 illegally。
Question number 11. Throughout his speech, the mayor kept making blank to how much he had achieved during his last term. So the mayor kept talking about what he had done, which is a good point, a good way to do it if you want to get reelected, eh? But what was he doing? He was making what's to how much he had achieved. He was making possessions. He was manufacturing things to own on the spot. That's weird. He was making compromises. He was like, okay, if you say this, I can say that. That doesn't work here. He kept making variations on a theme. He was singing. No, he was making references to how much he had achieved. He kept referring to what he had done. Choose D. Throughout his speech, the mayor kept making references to how much he had achieved during his last term.
好，那在他的演讲当中呢整个演讲 throughout 整个演讲这个市长呢他一直提到 kept making references to 这是我们正确答案 to make references to 就是提到他提到他在上一个任期里面做了多少的事情。那其他选项我们看到 possessions 是拥有这个很奇怪，而且加了 s 代指拥有的东西他一直在制作他拥有的东西，不知道什么意思。Compromises 是妥协他一直在制造妥协，可是后面没有办法接什么 how much 什么什么的所以这个答案也不对。那 variations 是变化，放在这句子也不知道什么意思，所以都不要选，我们选 reference to make references to。
Number 12. The president-elect and her cabinet will blank take office on May 20th. Our choices: A, constantly, B, narrowly, C, officially, or D, accidentally. Well, we're talking about a president who has just been elected, who chooses a cabinet, and they will take office on a certain date. The only answer here that makes sense is C, officially, which suggests that the president won the election but is not yet president until May 20th. That's the official beginning of a term of office. Constantly, narrowly, accidentally are actually quite funny here, so choose officially. The president-elect and her cabinet will officially take office on May 20th.
好 ，take office 是就职啊，所以就职当然都是正式就职，所以最好的答案就是 officially 啊，正式的就职。那这个题目是说，这个总统候当选人呢，还有他的内阁将会在5月20号正式就职。好，那其他选项我们看到 A constantly 是不断地，他会不断地就职，很奇怪哈，这个就职一次就够了嘛。好 ，narrowly 啊是差一点点，勉强地，我们讲 narrowly escaped 就差一点都逃不掉，但是逃掉了。但在这里 narrowly take office 也不知道什么意思，没这种用法。accidentally 是意外的就职，哈，这个不可能是意外的，一定是正式就职，所以正确答案是 officially take office.
Number 13. Alicia decided to go abroad for further studies after a blank discussion with her parents. What kind of discussion did she have? A wealthy discussion? Discussions don't have money. A federal discussion? Discussions are not a form of government. A harmful discussion? This discussion made her cry? Potentially, but then you wouldn't go abroad after that? Or maybe you would. How about the last one? Lengthy. Oh, after a really long discussion, she decided to go abroad. Choose D. Alicia decided to go abroad for further studies after a lengthy discussion with her parents.
好，所以 Alicia 她决定要出国深造，就是 go abroad for further studies。好，在一个 lengthy 啊，这个 lengthy 就是冗长的讨论啊，跟她父母亲讨论了很久之后，终于决定出国念书了。那其他选项 A wealthy 是有钱的讨论，不知道什么意思。Federal 是联邦讨论，这更不可能啊。Harmful 是有伤害的讨论啊。那看来它的结果应该是不错的，所以我们要选的是 lengthy 哈，冗长的讨论，这也是常见的 collocation.
Number 14. We didn't think that book would blank Stanley because he rarely reads science fiction. We didn't think that book would do what to Stanley? Adjust to, appeal to, cope with, or collide with? You're kidding me. No, the answer should be B, appeal to. That means that it would Stanley would be attracted to this kind of book. However, he rarely reads science fiction, so it wouldn't appeal to him. A book cannot adjust to someone or cope with or collide with someone. So it's definitely B. We didn't think that book would appeal to Stanley because he rarely reads science fiction.
好，我们不认为啊，这个没有想到说这个书会 appeal to， 就是对某人有吸引力啊。我们没有想到这个书会对 Stanley 来讲，他会想要喜欢这个书啊，因为呢，他很少读这个科幻小说，所以正确答案是 appeal to。那 A 选项 adjust to 是适应啊，那小说适应 Stanley， 这不知道什么意思啊。Cope with 是应付，小说也不会去应付 Stanley。那 collide with 是相撞啊，小说更不会去跟 Stanley 相撞，所以都不对，我们选 appeal to。And
number 15. The captain eventually blanked the severe mistake he had made and apologized to everyone on his team. Choice A is admitted. Well, that's the answer. Our other choices are B, impressed, C, retained, and D, crushed, but choose A. The captain eventually admitted the severe mistake he had made and apologized to everyone on his team.
Good for him 啊，所以不容易哈，所以这个 captain 啊，这个队长呢，最后终于 admitted 承认了这正确答案，他所犯的这个严重的错误 the severe mistake 啊 he had made， 然后他对所有的人，他的 team 上所有的人都道歉。好，那这正确答案。其他答案 impressed 这是使某人有印象啊，那 retained 是保留或者保有，这也很奇怪。好 crushed 是压扁啊，放在这个句子里面 B、C、D 都讲不通，所以我们要选 admitted， 他承认了他所犯的严重错误。
Well, that brings us to the end of this program and to the end of the month of October. We'll be with you again next month, so please keep listening. We hope you're learning from and enjoying our programs. Until next month, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.